طيب بسم الله والحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. After praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending the salutations upon the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam, upon his family and his companions, and upon all those who follow upon his guidance into the establishment of the last day. To proceed, Ikhwan, Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min ilmin la yanfa' wa min qalbin la yakhsha' wa min nafsin la tashba' wa min du'a'in la yusma'. Verily, Allah, we seek refuge with you from knowledge that has no benefit, and from a heart that has no fear, and from a soul that has no satisfaction nor contentment, and from a dua that goes unanswered, and from a dua that goes unanswered. طيب. فنواصل معكم في هذا اليوم المبارك عونا من الرحمن الرحيم. So we continue in this blessed and noble day of ours, seeking the aid and the assistance of our Lord, the most merciful, the most compassionate. مستفيدين متعلمين من علم اللغة من علم اللغة, as we continue to learn from the science of the Arabic language, from the science of the Arabic language. ولعل هذا في هذه الحصة الدرس السادس, and perhaps in this semester here, this is class number 6. فأين وصلنا؟ طيب. طيب فبحمد الله وصلنا إلى صفحة, what page did we arrive at يا إخوان؟ إلى صفحة 60. So we're on page number not 16 يا إخوان. أين؟ طيب we have arrived at page number 60. طيب فنراجع بعض الكلمات. So let's do a small review of some of the vocabulary that we had the honor to learn so far. طيب تعلمنا كلمة سعر. So we have learned بحمد الله the word سعر. من يترجم لنا هذه الكلمة? So who can translate this word for us يا إخوان؟ سعر سعر. سعر. طيب سعر will be, our sister can translate. ايه احسنتي. A price. ما شاء الله جميلا. A price. طيب وأيضا تعلمنا كلمة مهندس. We also learned the word مهندس. ترجمي, translate. Engineer. أحسنت ما شاء الله. مهندس is an engineer. جميلا. طيب وأيضا تعلمنا كلمة شقة. شقة. We also learned the word شقة. فما هي الشقة? So what is a شقة? ايه أحسنتي. طيب شقة can be ماذا an apartment, can also be a residence, can also be a room. We also learn مشقة, a difficulty, can also be a difficulty, hard times. نقول وقعنا في شقة. We say we fell upon شقة, some difficulty. No. طيب let's do one more. طيب فعل استطاع يستطيع. The verb استطاع استطاع يستطيع. In the past tense استطاع. There should be an alif. In the مضارع present tense يستطيع استطاع. What does it mean استطاع? Huh? Not suitable, but to be capable, able. Able. To be able. He is able. To have the ability to. And أحسنت. طيب فكنا هنا يا إخوان في المضارع مع كلمة استطاع. طيب so the last thing we did was exercise الثالث. We were dealing with the verb استطاع and أجد as the pronoun changes. So he says مثلا أنا I هل أستطيع أن أجد مسكنا مناسبا لي? Do I have the ability to find a suitable residence for me? A suitable residence for me. Our sis Zakia, she says, مسكن can be a room, can also be an apartment. MashaAllah, وهذا صحيح. And that's correct. طيب. So now كملنا بعضها. We did some of these. I think we stopped at sentence number 3. هو. طيب, write this down يا إخوان. You're going to write هل. You're going to write هل يستطيع. Does he have the ability أن يجد مسكنا مناسبا له. نضيف الحركات. Let's add our vowels. هل يستطيع أن يجد مسكنا مناسبا له. Does he have the ability to find a suitable base residence for himself? طيب هذا هو الرقم الثالث. This is number 3. هل يستطيع. Does he have the ability. فاستخدمنا الياء. So we use the ya here. Does he have the ability? And yajida. Also talking about him. So on wajida, we use the ya. Remember on the verbs, the mudari', the pronoun They have to agree. No. هل يستطيع أن يجد مسكنا مناسبا له. Also له. Going back to هو. For him. So since the pronoun changes, then the مضارع changes. When it was أنا, we said هل أستطيع. Do I have the ability? So now we have 3 so far. We did أنت, أنتِ, and هو. So I write this down, يا إخوان. For our verb يستطيع in the present tense. In the present tense, the مضارع, we have our verb is يستطيع. He is able. He has the ability. This should be yeah. We're gonna write يستطيع. He is able. He has the ability. Then we did أنت. So with أنت, we're going to use the ta. So for أنت, you're going to write أستطيع. The ta. With هو, we use the ya. أنت نستخدم التا. We use the ta for أنت. So أنت, you, masculine, are able. Use a different color, yeah. So يستطيع, he is able. تستطيع, you are able. This تستطيع can also be something else. Let's see who's paying attention. With the ta on the مضارع can be 2 things. You are able and something else. Let's see who's paying attention. Our sister Carol says, Assalamu alaikum, I'm driving, but I'm listening to the class. MashaAllah, may Allah bless. You just listen, inshallah. May Allah bless. طيب, so the تستطيع on the مضارع, the ta can also refer to something else. You are able, or Sister Zakiya, she says, she is able. MashaAllah, sahih. With the تستطيع, that's a benefit. It can also be here. So pay attention there. The ta on the مضارع can be 1 or 2 things. It can be أنت, you, masculine. It can also be here. تستطيع. This ta can also represent here. So pay attention there. This ta can also be she is able. She is able. No. Someone may say, well, how is it like that? Because to the Arab, they didn't have a lot of pronouns. And on the Mudari, you only have alif, noon, ya, and ta. That's it. On the Mudari, write this down, ya ikhwan. Al-Mudari, you only can use a fewer letters. Not a lot of letters. Al-Mudari, the present tense verb. مضارع. So you only can use 4 letters for the مضارع. That's it. You can only use the alif, the noon, the ta, and the ya. That's it. نقصد بهذا في بداية المضارع في بداية المضارع. We're talking about here the beginning of the مضارع. On the مضارع verb, the beginning of the present tense verb is always going to begin with one of these 4 letters. That's it. No other letter. So for that reason, some of them are shared. It's either going to be alif, noon, ta, and ya. That's it. So the ta is shared and the ya is shared. The noon and the alif is khas, is specific. The alif is always going to be I. The noon is always going to be us. Can also be I if you're showing praise to yourself. You can say that. طيب. فمثلا, for example, we're still using يستطيع. We're still using يستطيع. If we say أستطيع, what pronoun does it go back to? أستطيع. The alif goes back to what? أنا. أحسنتي. So the alif goes back to أنا. So this is going to be I am able. Right? يستطيع. يستطيع. Now we have the ya. The ya goes back to what? MashaAllah, ahsanti. Goes back to huwa. He is able. Alright. We also did the ta. Now the ta is tricky because the ta is mutasharik, is shared, or mushtarikun rather. Is shared. تستطيع. So the ta can be 2. The ta can be 2. As Zakiya she mentioned, it can be here. It can also be anta, masculine. It can be she, feminine. She is able. It can also be anta, you, masculine. You are able. طيب. Then we have the alif. We did the alif. Then we have the noon. Let's do the noon. مثلا نستطيع. The noon. The noon تعود إلى ماذا? What does the noon go back to? MashaAllah, ahsanti. The noon goes back to نحن, us. Okay. So that's all the beginning of the mudari. Alif, ya, ta, and noon. The mudari cannot start with anything else. It's always going to be alif, noon, ya, and ta. If you memorize that, it's going to help you tremendously in your studies. Right? Another benefit, do you always have to use the pronoun first when you're using the verbs? الجواب لا. The answer is no. مثلا, for example, do I have to say I أذهب? Do I have to say أنا first? The answer is no. You can say أنا and you cannot say أنا. It's up to you. You can say أنا أذهب. I am going. I am going. That's the literal. I am going. Or you can just say أذهب. I am going. Because the alif indicates أنا. So you don't have to say أنا twice. You can. لكن هذا ليس بشرط. هذا ليس بشرط. But that's not a condition. Or you can just say أذهب. You can say with the pronoun. You can say without the pronoun. Right? No. طيب نمشي يا إخوان. Let's continue إن شاء الله. طيب. Now we have, where did we stop at يا إخوان? I believe we did هما. طيب. Let's start from number 5. هما مذكر. طيب. Those two men. Once again, this one is tricky because the mudari' is going to change, but the pronoun is the same. If you use the pronoun, you say huma, those two men. Those two men. يستطيعان. It should be a pa. يستطيعان أن يجدا مسكنا مناسبا لهما. Let's add نضيف الحركات. Let's add our vowels. هما يستطيعان أن يجدا مسكنا مناسبا لهما. Those two men are able those two men are able to find a suitable place for themselves. Type here, huma was used, still the ya, because it's masculine. And this alif has a name. Man yadhkur, who remembers? The alif on the muthanna, on the duo, has a name. Let you know it's talking about two people. This alif has a name. Let you know it's talking about two people. Type. Those two men are able, have the ability, and yajida, to find. Maskanan munasiban lahuma, a suitable residence for both of them. No. طيب. Now the feminine. Now the feminine. طيب. Those two women. Same نفس الضمير. Same pronoun. هما. Same pronoun. Those two women. Now it's two women. So we're going to use the ta. هما تستطيعان. تستطيع. This should be a yeah. تستطيعان أن تجدا مسكنا مناسبا لهما. نضيف الحركات. Let's add our vowels. تستطيعان أن تجدا مسكنا مناسبا لهما. Those two women are able to find a suitable place, residence for themselves. So same pronoun, we use a different مضارع because it's feminine now. هل أو هما تستطيعان. Those two women. So we use the ta. Have the ability and tajida to find. Once again, tajida مضارع. We use the ta because it's two women. Everything else stays the same. Right. Now we have the jami', the plural. Number 7, whom. Whom. Now we have the plural. هل هم. If we use the pronoun, لا بأس. هل هم يستطيعون أن يجدوا مسكنا مناسبا لهم. Do they, 3 or more men, have the ability to find a suitable residence for themselves? يستطيعون, plural. And يجدوا مسكنا مناسبا لهم. Now we have the plural. We use the whom. So the مضارع has to be in the plural. So we use the wow and the noon. يستطيعون, 3 or more men. And يجدوا, to find. The verb has to agree. Do those 3 or more men have the ability to find a suitable residence? Do those 3 or more men have the ability to find a suitable place for themselves? So the more you practice with the verbs, the better. By now, all of you on your level should increase in reading in Arabic. These books that we have, we want you to don't always wait for the class. Try to be a lesson in front. Try to be a half a chapter in front. If you can, read the whole next chapter before we get there. If you can, Try to start learning the vocabulary even before we get to the lesson. That's the best of you is going to be ahead of the class. Some of you wait till we get to the class and this is your first time reading the exercise. No. The best of you is going to read the exercises before class starts. You want to be ahead of the class. If your reading is before the class, then you're exceeding. If by the time you get to the chapter, the first time you're reading it is with the group, then you're behind. You always want to be in front of the class. Every class you go to, you should have read the chapter before your class starts. Familiarize yourself with the vocabulary. طيب الثامنة, number 8, أنتن or أنتم. Now you're talking to 3 or more men. You're talking to 3 or more men. أنتم. We're going to say هل أنتم. You're talking to 3 or more men. هل أنتم تستطيعون أن تجدوا مسكنا مناسبا لكم. Thereabouts. هل أنتم, are you تستطيعون, are you 3 or more men? Are you able? Do you have the ability to find a suitable apartment, a suitable residence for yourselves? And this should be a meme. لكم. All right, let's translate. Do you, plural, have the ability to find a suitable place for yourselves? No. So now we use antum. So the mudari has to agree. We're going to use the ta. It has to be plural. هل أنتم تستطيعون, 3 or more men. And tajidu, the noon drops off. After an, حذفت النون, the noon drops off. مسكنا مناسبا, a suitable place. لكم, for yourselves. طيب التاسعة, number 9, نحن, us or we. Us or we. Our sister says this is the alif of the muthanna. Ahsanti. The alif al-ithnain. The alif of 2 people. The alif in the muthanna, this alif here, is called the alif of 2 people or 2 things. The muthanna, al-muthanna, it should be a dhamma. Al-muthanna, the dual. Is it doing that far? Don't on my keyboard. That's طيب. I'm gonna write this. There you go. طيب, the dual. You have 2 things or 2 people. The dual. The dual. طيب, the alif here If you say al-baytani, it should be Arabic. Al-baytani, the two houses. Al-baytani, the two houses. Al-baytani. The alif here, if you look at this alif here has a name. She is the alif of two people or two things. So you're going to write alifu al-ithnaini. Alifu al-ithnain, the alif of two. This alif lets you know it's about two things. Two things are going on. Something about two. Alifu al-ithnaini. The alif of two. Or alif of the muthanna. Alif of the two. Ithnain. This alif lets you know it's two of them. Two people, two things, two objects. Ala kullin, whatever it is two of them. So now we're on number 9. Nahnu, us or we. Now talking about us, ourselves, us. Do we write? Hal nahnu. Do we? Talking about us. Hal nahnu. It should be a noon. Nastati'u. Do we have the ability? And najida maskanan munasiban lana. Do we have the ability? هل نحن نستطيع أن نجد مسكنا ألف مناسبا لنا. Do we have the ability? Are we able to find a suitable residence for ourselves? Do we have the ability to find a suitable place for ourselves? So we use nahnu, the pronoun is nahnu. So the madar has to agree. We're going to use the noon. Nastati'u. And najida, the noon again. The dhamma became a fatha because it comes after n. No. Everything else stays the same. طيب آخر جملة last sentence هم 3 or more men, those 3 or more men. Third person جمع plural, third person plural. هم هل هم يستطيعون أن يجد مسكنا كف مسكنا مناسبا لهم. Do they هل هم يستطيعون أن يجدوا مسكنا مناسبا لهم. Do they هم, we use the whom, so the mudari has to agree. We're going to use the ya for the masculine and the plural, the waw and the noon. يستطيعون and yajidu. It comes after an, so the noon is dropped off. هل هم يستطيعون أن يجدوا مسكنا مناسبا لهم. No. Do they, three or more men, have the ability to find a suitable place for themselves? No. والحمد لله رب العالمين. من له إشكال أو سؤال على هذا? Who has any difficulty here or any questions or comments here? طيب نمشي يا إخوان. Let's continue. التدريب الرابع, exercise number 4. And we received Sister Carol's homework, mashallah. May Allah reward our sister and all of you يا إخوان. طيب التدريب الرابع, exercise number 4. Our sister says, let's do hunna. They didn't do hunna? طيب. Sister Kids said, let's do hunna. لا بس, we can do hunna. طيب hunna, the author, they did skip hunna, huh? They did skip hunna. طيب, so hunna, for some reason the author didn't mention hunna. We'll mention hunna, لا بس. هل hunna, do those three or more women يستطيعن طيب يستطيعن يستطيعن أن يجدن أن يجدن مسكنا مناسبا لهن. This should be a lam. لهن هل هن يستطيعن أن يجدن مسكنا مناسبا لهن. Now with hunna, I want you to really pay attention to hunna. On the hunna is three or more women. So now we're doing hunna, three or more women. Now here, we mentioned before, the ya is going to be for the mudhakkar. وهذا صحيح إلا في مثال واحد وهو. And that's correct, except in one instance. The only time the ya does not mean the masculine is when you're using hunna. So you're using hunna, but to make a distinction between the ta and antunna, I don't think he did antunna either, and hunna. The Arabs, they keep the ta for antunna and they use the ya for hunna. It appears, so won't be no confusion. So although we have the ya, here is not masculine. Yastati'na, and the ya drops off because you can't have two sukoons. So yastati'na, hunna yastati'na, and yajidna. Ya again. But this ya, once again, is only used because there's no other pronouns left. If you use the ta, it will be confused. Are you talking about antunna or hunna? So the Arab, for hunna, they keep it ya. No. So pay attention there. So let's translate. هل هن يستطيعن أن يجدن مسكنا مناسبا لهن. Also, the noon here is not elongated. It's just a fatha. So not yastati'na and yajidna. No. Just fatha. No alif. It's not the noon of nahnu. Pay attention there. That falls on the maldi. So هل هن يستطيعن fatha. Not alif. Some of the students, they say yastati'na, no elongation, just alif, just fatha, no alif. So pay attention there. Right? Do they, feminine, 3 or more, have the ability to find a suitable place for themselves? Okay. I'll give you a chart, inshallah, ya ikhwan, to help with all the verbs. The mudari', I'll give you a chart here. Some of you have this from last year. We use yastati'u, the same verb that we're practicing with. Let's stay with this verb. Yastati'u. Right. We're going to say huwa. Let's start with huwa. You're going to write huwa yastati'u. I want you to say this over and over and over and over every day. Huwa yastati'u. Hiya yastati'u. The more you familiarize yourself with it, it's going to help you tremendously. Huma, masculine. It takes away some of the. Well, let me see if I can. Hold on, font and go back to the font that I like. I don't like that Calibri font thingy. It's like too bulky. All right, let's change to the font that I like. There we go. طيب. هما, two men. Two men. Those two men. هما. Yeah. يستطيعان. those two men يستطيعان. What happened to my thing? طيب, so now we have هو يستطيع. He is able. هي تستطيع. She is able. هما, those two men. يستطيعان. Then we have the feminine. هما, those two women. هما تستطيعان. Those two women are able. هما تستطيعان. Those two women, those two men. Let's translate. We didn't translate. He is able. Here, he is able. هما يستطيعان. Those two men are able. هما تستطيعان. Those two women are able. I want you to practice with all of them. هو يستطيع. هي تستطيع. She is able. هما يستطيعان. Those two men are able. هما تستطيعان. Those two women are able. Then we have أنت. I want you to say it and say it and say it. Keep saying it over and over and over. Then we have أنت تستطيع. You masculine. You are able. Your color. Oh, we never used this color yet. أنت تستطيع. You masculine. You are able. Singular. Are able. And T. Then you have the feminine. تستطيعين. It's the only one you're going to have that ina on the anti. You feminine. You are able. Mufradatan, singular. Then we have the muthanna. You two men. أنتما تستطيعان. Back to the ta. You two men are able. أنتما تستطيعان. You two men are able. Then the feminine. Now this pronoun and the mudari is the same. Says Aki, I don't think they brought antunna also. They didn't bring antunna either. So this one, the pronoun is the same and the mudari is the same. Antuma. You two women. Same pronoun, same verb. تستطيعان. You two women. تستطيع. This should be, yeah. Ani. You two women are able. You two feminine are able. This one stays exactly the same. نفس الضمير نفس الفعل. Same pronoun, same verb. Same pronoun, same verb. Same pronoun, same verb. Our sister, she says, we don't drop the feminine noon. طيب. If it comes after n on the with hunna, is not dropped. It's the same. It stays. If you mean after the noon or after n or li or k or li k or hatta, that noon is going to stay the same. Or the noon is going to be there. That's the only time it's not dropped with the hunna. Antunna, also antunna is not dropped on antunna either. Liyadhabna, liyadhab, yeah, liyadhabna. It stays on the noon also on antunna and hunna. The noon and niswa stays. The feminine noon stays. No. After n, yes. For example, if you have مثلا, we learned the principle after the n. And if you say مثلا هن هن يذهبن يذهبن إلى المسجد إلى المسجد مثلا. طيب, write this down يا إخوان. هن يذهبن, this should be كسرة, إلى المسجد. Those three or more women those three or more women, those three or more women are going, not though, this say they, meaning three or more women are going to the mosque. هن يذهبن إلى المسجد. طيب. So here we have the noon and niswa, the feminine noon. يذهبن. So after the n, the noon is going to stay. You're not going to say يذهب. That noon here is going to remain. The noon on niswa is going to stay. So if we say مثلا أن يذهبن إلى المسجد مثلا. So although it comes after n, here the noon is going to stay. This noon on niswa is going to remain. Instead of saying يذهب, you're going to say يذهبنا, and يذهبنا is going to stay. It appears to show distinction. No. So the noon is going to stay. No. Same thing on antunna. We have the noon on niswa. The noon on niswa remains. No. Alright, let's finish the chart. And then we'll stop for tonight. Right. So we did antunna. The next one is antum. Antum. You three or more men. تستطيعون. أنتم تستطيعون. You three or more men are able, have the ability. Plural. أنتم. أنتم تستطيعون. And then we'll do one more inshallah. أنتن. You three or more women. أنتن تستطيعن. Back to the ta. تستطيعن. تستطيعن. No. And why did it do that? Can I go back? طيب. أنتن تستطيعن. أنتن تستطيعن. You feminine three or more are able. أنتن تستطيعن. So this is a small chart for the verb استطاع يستطيع. So for homework, I believe we have Sister Carol's already. I want you to do the next exercise. تدريب الرابع, exercise 4. We have 8 sentences. We have to complete or choose the suitable word for each sentence. I want you to write each sentence out. It says املأ الفراغات في الجمل الآتية باختيار الكلمات مناسبة. Complete or fill in the blanks in the following sentences by choosing the suitable word. Here are the words. Each word goes to a sentence. So we have jadidun, new or fresh. Mabniyatun, it can be built upon. A solid structure, a building. Ahadun, one. Al-khaliyatu, vacant or empty. Ahsulu, to obtain or achieve. Mithla, like, or for instance. Yarghabu, has the desire. Al-aqariyati, real estate. So you read the sentences and choose a suitable word for each sentence. That will be our homework for tonight, inshallah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inshallah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. ونكتفي بهذا. We'll stop there. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.